Um, I'm here today to be with my dear friend Mindy Barrett, to repeat myself just in case that didn't get recorded. And we're going to be talking about a bunch of things, but mostly what is happening down in North Carolina and what Mindy's mission is. And we're just going to be having a free chat about all of this. So Mindy, I'm so happy that we could get together and do this because I want everybody to know you a little bit better. I know I've interviewed you, and for anybody who's interested, you can look on my Infinite Wisdom series and find Mindy there. We did a beautiful interview of her recently where we talked about how she became who she is, the magnificent being that she is. And so anyway, honey, let's talk about what's going on and a little bit also about the setup, just touching on, Lahaina and all that and bringing it forward.
Right? Like, where do you start, right? It's like the infinity wave. It's all pulled together.
Yeah.
So those of you that don't know me at all, my name is Mindy Barrett. I've had extraordinary life experience as a whole, but the relevant piece of it right now is my hometown, my home area in the mountains of North Carolina has been devastated. And I am deeply jumping in to help them. Now, backing up, like Hope said, one of the reasons that I am beautifully prepared, if you can say that, right, for helping in this situation is because my daughter and I and our family just went through the Lahaina fires last year. And I understand that it's different, but the similarity is striking. And the understanding of the long haul and what it's going to take, not just for the infrastructure, because that is on a massive, incredible level, but on an emotional level, because that is also massive. And I understand it in a big way. Not that I'm saying I get what they're feeling, because everybody has an individual experience, right? And every event has its own variables. But in a lot of ways, I have experienced something very similar. And I am oddly better prepared than people should be to manage to navigate this kind of situation in my heart, in my head, and in my actions.
Yeah, you really strangely have been set up perfectly. And I mean, even the fact that a year ago you moved your mother and your stepfather out of Asheville down to northern Florida, where supposedly there aren't any hurricanes, and yet you've been through two, three. I don't know how
Yeah,
many.
I don't know. I can't keep track,
Can't
right?
keep track.
Yeah, Helen actually came ashore like, you know, I don't know, 40 miles from us. And so we experienced the Cat 4 piece of this hurricane in addition to, yeah. And my area that I'm currently in, and I picked this one because it doesn't get a lot of the hurricane. Anyway, life, what do you do? We think we're in control. Um, anyway, my area is in a big way severely damaged.
Your area in Florida or Asheville?
Yes, both. Yes, is the answer to that question. There are whole towns right here within 60 miles of me that are gone. Horseshoe Beach is gone. Cedar Key is,
Yeah.
it's a hot mess.
Yeah.
So, there are reconstruction efforts, that there's tons of people right here that don't have power, thousands of people still right here where I'm at, building the supplies to take to Asheville in the nest of other devastation. So, and I'm helping here too. Don't misunderstand, but Asheville's my hometown. So anyway, I digress.
Well, no, no, I think what I was saying was that you're uniquely set up to respond in a helpful way. You know the kinds of practical needs that people have, the items, and all of that, but you also are keenly attuned to the emotional, spiritual needs and what large-scale PTSD and shock look like and how to speak to that. Because, we don't receive in those states, or that singular state of PTSD and shock. I guess PTSD is really the after effects of having shock, but either way, you don't speak in regular terms. You don't speak loosely. You have to be very careful in your language and make it.
And understand that when you're talking to folks, they're not fully present.
They're not fully
Because they
present.
can't be,
No.
or they would crack.
Right.
You
They're
know, they are right
disassociated.
now, they are in a state of do the next right thing, period.
Exactly.
And they
So
don't, a lot of them don't even understand that they're in shock. I didn't understand. What in my mind, I was doing okay because I was functional. And we have this idea of you're in shock means that you're unresponsive. You're in your own moment. You're not able to act. That is not what this looks like.
no.
This kind of shock is get her done shock.
Yeah.
This is holy cow, people need things, let's go.
Right.
But you're also in shock and you don't know it yet.
Yeah. Yeah. So having your experienced eyes and ears on the ground, understanding that, I mean, you can really help to train the people you're with. Maybe it's their first time responding like this to be a helper. You can train people. How do you be? How do you do this?
Mhm.
And I mean, it's just incredibly valuable what you're doing. And the fact that, I just want to sing your praises because not that many people run to the fire. Not many people do that. And they do, and you didn't even skip a beat. It's like, yes, I've just been through the Cat 4 hurricane and I'm starting to round up farmers and their trucks and their resources and their bodies to drive the trucks and to unload things. And you've in a very short amount of time, you have pulled together quite the convoy, as I understand it.
It's actually horrible things bring out extraordinary beauty. It's in those moments of our lives where everything is carnage
Yeah.
that you see the flower growing in the sidewalk and you marvel at the exceptional beauty of God's hand in motion, of the universe's plan, of the gratitude that you feel for every moment that you have. It's in those moments that your perspective comes from here down to whoop, right there into gratitude. You know, it's extraordinary, and I'm grateful to have the wherewithal. I've seen enough trauma and still be standing to have an understanding of those grateful moments in the weeds and how they are actually the extraordinary big moments of our lives.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mindy, we were talking a little bit about this for those of us who are not with you, and even for those who are helping in some way, that this is one of the most primary gifts of the infinity wave,
Mhm.
is the way it helps us both witness but not collapse into
Mhm.
a dire situation.
Mhm.
It keeps it it allows us to send that love and compassion, to be in it, to what to be connected to it, but not to cave and not to descend into the suffering ourselves, because we have to remember that we are the beacons. This is what the very first channeling was about, how we are the lights and we will be called upon to use that light.
Hmm.
That was the very first channeling. I mean, it
I
was
love that.
in the context. I have never forgotten it,
Mhm.
because, and then I kind of and then it came in later as calling it as beacons. So
Well,
you
it's
are,
perspective, right? It's perspective.
yes. So we want to keep our beacons strong
Mhm.
and powerful, because that's what's going to help everybody else.
Mhm.
We
Okay.
help from the vantage point of being that beacon.
Yes, of
So
being a walking source of love and light.
yes,
To
yes.
really understand that that's what this sweet little creature holds, is that divine energy on
Yes,
the planet.
that's it.
And we were talking right before we said, "We should record this." We were talking about how oftentimes when big things happen, we get so in the weeds with it, with the where does the water need to go? I need more Benadryl for the lineman. And and all of those things are great and important, but in our drive to help in the weeds, sometimes we forget that we're here to help the planet. And it is about the Benadryl, but it's also not about the Benadryl. And um that for me, what's helpful for me to maintain perspective is that I run to the fire. I've run to many fires, I've run to car accidents, I've run into hurricanes. I'm that person. I run to it because I know I can. And I know that I can go in there and come out and still be relatively whole. Not that I'm not affected, because of course I am, but I am here to hold the light. And that is my ultimate job. And so when I'm remembering that my ultimate responsibility is to make sure that I maintain my ability to come out and do this job, it helps me remember. I don't quite know how to articulate it. As you can see, um, it's my drive to help, my drive to make a difference, my drive to make it better, my drive to lessen suffering. It pulls me towards the fire, the flood, the challenge. But when I remember that I'm actually helping on a higher level, it helps me not get lost in the weeds. Oh my God, I did it! I
You
found
did
the
it.
word.
Woohoo!
It helps me not get lost in the weeds so that I can maintain
Yeah.
my ultimate job here, which is to hold the light, be my own beacon, and not let my other team members that are here to do this job not to become the weak link in that too, right?
Right.
That was
Yeah.
that was like a really large expanded infinity wave journey of me trying to find the words to express what I was trying to say.
No, I think you did a great job, and we all went along the ride with you. And I think you explained it very well, because I know that feeling. It to me, I guess I would call it multidimensional,
It is.
because my feet are on the ground, my human brain is on the ground, but I have this sense of myself. It's the infinite
It
piece of
is.
us. It's
It is.
that is flowing through us.
Mhm.
We're merely the conduit for the infinite source.
Agreed.
And that's what we get to remember. And that's, flow. is love and compassion in action.
Really
That's
is.
flow.
On both levels,
Yes,
on both levels.
yes. And when
And
you,
everything in between.
yes. So when you get stretched in a serious situation like this, you get stretched to put all of that in action. And it's an incredible feeling.
It
It,
is.
it really is. I have been there, and I get it. And I think it takes tremendous courage, and you have that. And people like you are one in a million. So here's what I want everybody to understand is that in like no time flat, Mindy has put together a fundraising webpage. There are multiple ways to donate. If you'd like to donate, she's collected generators, toothpicks, I don't know, the wide range of items that are needed. And you can, I'm going to put a list of those things in this.
I made a Google Doc. It's all on them.
Okay. I will have that on this page.
Thank you.
And so you can also donate goods and items and send them. And because Mindy, you're going to be going back every 2 weeks for 3 months or so. For
Or
now, that's the
until
plan.
until
You
I don't need to.
Yeah. So part of the problem, as probably most people know at this time, is that the main arteries in and out of Asheville, the main roads, are wrecked. I mean, they're completely broken and like in 2 or 3 or 4, impassable. So it's been a big challenge to get supplies in. And but Mindy, because she grew up there, knows all the back roads and knows how to get here, there, and everywhere. So she's just an incredible font of information and know-how for this particular area. And I just have to say, there are many charitable groups on the ground locally, fantastic in the Asheville area. And it's a big area. It's not just Asheville. We're just using that as a center point. Because there are many smaller towns in the area.
1,000 of them.
Yeah, that have been some have been completely eradicated. They're gone. But what was I going to say? Oh,
Lots of fantastic places to donate money. Lots of
oh
people
yes.
doing
So
great work.
here's what I want to say. And please donate to those fantastic. And you might say, why should I donate to a not-for-profit in the form of Mindy Barrett? And I want you to know that I donated money through Mindy for the Lahaina project as she, stayed behind. She didn't run off Lahaina, off Maui as soon as she possibly could. She stayed for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks to help strangers, perfect strangers, get back on their feet. She was tireless. And this was when she was in shock. And her daughter was right alongside her. And they did so much to help the people of Lahaina. And she didn't have to do that. But I know that my money through Mindy served directly those inhabitants. And so you can, from my standpoint, this is a completely trustworthy person. She's not going to run off and go to Vegas and gamble it all. She is going to take your funds and she's going to put them to work. So I just want everyone to know that. So please, please give to your as generously as you possibly can, even if it's only $1. And there are multiple ways to do that, as you'll see on her webpage. Mindy, do you want to say anything else before we go?
Couple things. I want to share just a couple little stories. So I want to clarify there 40, Interstate 40 goes through the middle this way, and 26 goes through the middle this way, right? These portions, the north and the west part of that, are completely broken, and they will be they're talking about 6 months to a year.
Oh, God.
That doesn't mean that you can't get in there, because you can. You know, there's lots of ways to get in there. Those interstates will not be one of them. But there is solid access through 26 to the east and 40 to the east. You can get in there that way. And a ton of back roads, but there's access. The some of the stories that are going on, watching them develop, we all have the opportunity to be God's hand in motion sometimes, right? We get the opportunity to just the absolute honor to have that sweet love flow through us and watch it be connected in miraculous ways. So, this is one example. I put out that I wanted generators because obvious reasons, right? So many people without power, so many people without water. They have a well, but they don't have electricity, so they can't get water out of it. So this fella, I'm in northern Florida. This fella in basically Miami, it's like 5 hours from here, said, I have a generator. I want to get it to you. And I said, I'll come get it. And he said, no, I have a friend that's coming up to Ocala, which is like an hour away from my house. Right? Of course they are. So he puts me in touch with her. Turns out that she's going to a beekeeping conference, right? And I'm looking at all these posts online about the linemen getting eat up by bees, by hornets, by yellow jackets, by regular bees, because all of their homes are gone and they are upset about it. They are a word that I almost said about it, right? um, and they're super aggressive right now. And and my other girlfriend is at Sam's buying Benadryl because I said they need Benadryl, they need EpiPens, and it occurred to me, that I just got connected to a beekeeper. And I thought, in my small little mind, immediately thought, she knows the kind of those things that I should buy, and I'll ask people for money for those head things so that at least they're not getting stung in the face. So I call her up and I ask her, and she's like, oh, yeah, they're called veils. And she goes, don't buy them. I've got 10 of them at the house. I'll bring them with me. And I'm like, of course you will. Of course you do. And because, at this point, you just expect miracles to happen, right? You're in awe and in gratitude, but somehow you're not surprised either, right? Because miracles just happen all day, every day. So I'm like, that's awesome. Thank you so much. And I said, if there are other people coming, maybe they might have some at their place too. Well, it's turned into this massive thing where she sent me a message last night. She said, I hope you're bringing a really big truck and trailer because I've given them your list and you're going to have more beekeeping equipment than you can stand because these bees need help too. And we need the bees, right? And so she's getting me all these veils. God knows what she's getting me, but she sent out a note to like 3 or 4 different beekeeping hubs, like in Gainesville and Orlando, and I think the other one was Tampa. Anyway, they're all converging in this one place. And literally after this interview, I'm loading up the truck and trailer and I'm driving to Ocala to pick up all this stuff. And the guy that was bringing me the generator also sent with her tons of pull-ups and diapers in large sizes because there's all these kids that are beyond potty training age, but they're peeing the bed again because they're traumatized.
Oh, God. Mm.
He's sending me diapers. He sent me formula. He sent me gas cans. He sent me propane tanks. He sent me just humans are showing up.
Wow.
And and folks have started shipping me things here because through the grace of God also, I have a big storage area available that I can stage things so that what I can't take this time, I can take next time. And it's going to be a long haul. This is not about solving the problem by shoving things at it right now and then they'll be okay. This situation is going to go on for years, but they're going to need supplies for months before their infrastructure really gets back to a place of being able to partially support that. So I am so grateful to you, Hope. But
Mm.
amazing stories like that just keep happening through some other random connection. Oh, it was Tucka. It was the beekeeper. She also connected me with this apple farmer in Transylvania County, and I'm going to stop on my way up and pick up pallets of apples and pet food
Oh my
and
gosh.
all sort. It's just evolving. It's so beautiful. I'm just, last night I got a text message. I've been sitting right here. We've been calling it Command Central, right? I've been sitting right here in this chair for days now. And last night I got a text message from these three people, and it said, we're a team of three. We have a four-wheeler. We're law enforcement and an RN, and we just need to be assigned. We have the weekend. Where do we go? What do we do? And I've been putting my name and number up for people. Like, if you don't know how to solve the problem that you have, message me. I'll throw in with you. We'll figure out something. And last night, this happened. And we're finding a solution for that this morning too. Just all these beautiful things keep evolving, and I'm beyond grateful to people to be bringing their resources, and I'm honored to be able to help them. And I'm so, people have donated, so I can give Tucka extra money for fuel because she needs it. And other people, they want to bring stuff, but they can't get it there, or they don't have the money for gas or whatever. It's the little things, right? But it's also, like we talked about, it's how we also hold the light.
Mhm.
Wrap light and love in skin. It looks like that woman over there. It looks like that goddess Blondie over there. You just do the things you can, and you're grateful for the opportunities, and that's how I feel. And I love you, Hope. I really
Oh,
I love
love
you.
you back, honey. Love you so much. Appreciate you so
And I
much.
love all of you that are thinking right this minute, how can I help too? It doesn't have to be with me. Care who you help with. Just throw in the places that you feel like you can. Even if it's sharing the video, liking the video, telling your friends, encouraging other people to get involved somewhere, somehow. We all just do the things we can do, and it matters and it changes the outcome. Thank you.
Sweetie. It's just you, I don't have any words.
Me,
Um,
me too, honey. Me too.
I'm really, really grateful that you're there. And that's because I can't be right now. Maybe I will
But
be
you're
in the
showing
future.
up in the ways that you can, woman.
I'm
You're
showing,
literally doing what I just said.
but maybe in the future I will be able to come down. Um, so I just wanted to mention that you are on Facebook posting a lot, that you've reached your capacity for friends.
Accepting friend requests. So my page is now a public page, right? So you just come to my page and you can follow me, and then you'll get those feeds too. The other thing I want to say is the people that are in the community that are seeing other ways to help other communities in need, information that's relevant, not relative, relevant. All you have to do is share a post, whatever it is that you think is fantastic. Don't let it be carnage. Let it be actual solution opportunities, right? We've all seen enough carnage, not to diminish the importance of knowing what's going on, but I want my page to be a source of solution. We all know why. Anyway, if you'll share something and you'll put my name in the top of it, tag me is what it's called, it will show up in my feed. And then I don't have to share it. When people come to my page, they see it. And that's important because I've not only reached my friend capacity, but I've reached my capacity with it, with being able to share things, because I just have other things that I'm doing during the day. So lots of folks are tagging me, and then that information is found by other folks as well.
Great, great, great. Good. I'm glad we got that figured out.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, honey. Well, Mindy, today is Friday, and Mindy's heading up tomorrow, Saturday. By the time everybody sees this, it'll be Sunday. And on Monday, I'm going to have the Infinity Circle, and by then I will have heard from Mindy, an update, feet on the ground, and I will be speaking about that during the Infinity Wave meeting. So I hope everybody comes to that and gets the update. All right. Please donate as generously as you can. It's in very good hands with my friend here and your friend too, because she's part of us.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
She's a part of our tribe.
I'm looking forward to meeting more of us.
Yeah. Yeah. And we will.
And there is urgency, but there's also long-term need. So if you can't do it this month, that's okay. See what you can do next month. See who you can connect me with. See who you can, it's
Yeah.
okay. Do what you can do.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you,
I
honey,
love
so
all
much.
y'all.
I do too. I
I
can,
do.
I can do my Southern thing.
You can do your Southern thing, girl.
I
I know
can.
you can.
I had a significant part of my life in the South. So,
I love it. My
and
daughter teases me that she can always tell who I've been talking to.
yeah, it's easy to fall into.
It is. It is. I love it. It's sweetness.
Uh,
Yeah.
all right, honey.
All
Well,
right.
bon voyage.
Bon
Best
voyage.
of luck.
Safe
And
travels. I love you.
I love you too.
Thank
And
you.
thank you everybody for
Yeah.
paying
Thank
attention
you.
to
Thank you.
us.
Thank you.
All right, let me stop
Take
recording.
care.